Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk Start Collecting Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're going to take a look at the Combat Patrol coming out for the Chaos Demons. Now, this box set totally can be used for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go through the contents of the box set and talk about how we can use them for a Blades of Khorne demon army. We'll then take a look at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase, to expand upon and get a full army out of 1,000 points, finishing off the video with a little sample 1,000 point warband for you to use as some inspiration creating your own Blades of Khorne army for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And so, what do we get inside this box set? The first thing we get is we get the Bloodmaster model, which is the Khorne hero you can see in the middle, the sort of decorated blood letter there. Now, we get the 6s do mortal wounds to hit, which is really cool. And then we get the Blood Must Flow ability, where if this model ever attacks, a single blood letter unit within 12 can attack straight after this model does, which is pretty cool. For 85 points, not too shabby, can allow your blood letters to attack, can be some nice free command points around it. Has 4 attacks, 3 3s, round 1, damage 1 with the potential for some mortal wounds. Nothing too great to write home about, but a nice cheap hero to start your force with. We then have 3 Blood Crushers, which are the Bloodletter Cavalry you can see up the back there. They are Bloodletters on Juggernaut. So you've got your standard sort of Bloodletter stuff on them with the Mortal Wounds on 6 to hit, but you also get the Brazen Hooves attack for some nice additional attacks at 3 attacks, 3 3s, no round damage 1. And then you've got the Murderous Charge rule where you do Mortal Wounds when you charge with the unit, which is really nice. Now, Bloodletters are the main bulk of this box set, and we get 20 of them inside the box, which is nice. This is going to give us a lot of battle line options for the army. 1 wound each on a 5-up save. They are on 32mm bases, but with Galatian veterans now allowing them to fight in 2 ranks, they definitely have gone up in stock. 4s to hit, 3s to wound, round 1, damage 1 with a single attack each, though you can get some mortal wounds on them, and they do also add 1 to their hit rolls if they've got at least 20 or more models in the unit, which I think is really nice. And there's a lot of ways we can buff them up throughout the army. Fleshhounds are the last unit of their battle line as well, and can be taken on units of 5, so we have 10 of them, potentially another 2 units. You have enough battle line in this box set for your entire army up to 2k already, which is really cool. 2 wounds each on a 5-up save. They've got the Burning Roar missile weapon from the champion, and then they've also got their Blood Dark Claws for 4 attacks, 3 swords, or no rend damage 1. The Collar of Khorne allows them to add 1 to unbinding and dispelling rolls if they contain 10 or more models, and they can also attempt to unbind and dispel, treated as if they were a wizard in doing that, which is pretty cool. And you can reroll charge rolls for them, make them a really cool unit if you actually summon them on the table as well, because they're able to reroll those charges from summoning 9 inch away from enemy units. Looking at other units to bring in, and we're actually going to look at a couple of mortal units, because the mortals do still buff up the demon units. And the first one we're going to look at is the Blood Secretor. This is the Khorne Totem Bearer, which is pretty cool. First of all, he's a totem, so his commands have an 18 inch range like a general, which is really cool. We've got the ability for wizards that are enemies to reroll successful casts within 6 inch for all wizards nearby. He also adds 1 to the attack of melee weapons by friendly Khorne units if they're held within 16 inch. Really nice, can get those bloodletters up to 2 attacks each, helping there. And he's got access to his own unique set of artifacts in the book as well. The Slaughter Priest is the priest for the Blades of Khorne, and a decent solid option, I think. You've got a couple of different weapon options, and they can do a variety of different things. They can attempt to unbind spells as if they were a wizard, and you've got a couple of cool prayers, from just flat out D6 mortals to access to a wide variety of different buffs and debuffs across the table, which is really cool. Now, no Khorne army would be complete without taking a look at the Bloodthirsters. There's a variety of them, and they all do something slightly different. First of all, the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster has its own Hellfire Breath attack, but its big thing is a lot of the Blood Hunt, where it can add some rerolls to hit for attacks for Khorne units nearby, which is really cool. The Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury with its giant whip and 2-headed axe is pretty cool as well. This is going to allow you to use another command ability called Rejoice and Slaughter, where you can get 6-inch pylons with all your Khorne units nearby. Or you have the Bloodthirster of Insensate Range, which has the giant 2-handed axe and is just an absolute beast in combat, able to dish out a ton of mortal wounds. Speaking of mortal wounds, Scarbrand is another cool option. If you're looking for a nice big centerpiece for your Khorne army, Scarbrand is definitely your way to go. Now, you can't summon him to the battlefield like the other Bloodthirsters, unfortunately, but he does pack an absolute punch. Slightly slower than the other Bloodthirsters, you can see his wings are all ripped up. He got thrown across the mortal realms by the god Khorne when he thought he was good enough to fight Khorne. Turns out he only put a small chink in the armor of the god. But Scarbrand can just dish out so much damage. He's such a swingy piece, but he's so dangerous. You either go in, wipe him out one turn, or you go in and don't do anything to him, and he just obliterates half your opponent's army in a single round of combat. And so here we have our sample army list for you. We're playing in the Reapers of Vengeance sub-faction for Khorne. This is going to favour a lot of our demon units. So first of all, we have our Bloodmaster, Herald of Khorne, who's going to be our general. He's going to have the command trait Mage Eater, which is going to allow him to unbind a spell as if he were a wizard. And in addition, if he successfully unbinds a spell on the 8, then caster suffers d6 mortal wounds, which is really cool. On top of that, we're then going to have the artifact on him, the Skullshard Mantle, where he ignores the effect of spells on a 2+ anyway. We then have a couple of abilities we get. First of all, we get Devour the Craven, where we make extra enemy models flee if they fail battle shock test near us. And we also get the Leave None Alive ability, which is a command ability any of our heroes can use. We pick a friendly Reapers of Vengeance demon unit, hold within 18 inch, and after that unit is fought in the combat phase for the first time, if it's within 3 inches of someone, it can fight again for a second time. So some extra cool attacks and damage coming out of our units. Now, we've got a Blood Secretor in our force as well, and we're going to give them a second artifact thanks to taking the Command Entourage with a magnificent benefit. The Banner of Rage is reroll hit rolls of 1, which is really cool. This means we're going to be able to get some bonuses to hit on our units. Now, Slaughter Priest is gone for Killing Frenzy, which is +1 to hit. We know our Bloodletters do get +1 to hit, but that's only if they're 20 or more models, so this is important for making sure we can keep that +1 to hit buff in the army, because otherwise we lose it as soon as a single Bloodletter disappears. Speaking of battle line, our whole army is pretty much battle line. So we've got 2 units of 3 Blood Crushers. They're going to be in the Bounty Hunters Battalion, really good for killing opposing Galatian veterans. And then we've got the Bloodletters reinforced once to be 20 models. Remembering, being a Galatian veteran, they'll be able to fight much deeper in those ranks. And then 2 units of Fleshhounds, all with Expert Conquerors for some additional objective capture potential. I think having, 60 on those Bloodletters and then 15 per Fleshhounds is some really good objective capturing potential here. We've got that additional enhancement, which is the artifact. Spent 1,000 out of 1,000 points. 1 reinforced unit out of the 2. No allies. 80 wounds is pretty solid, and 8 drops. There's a pretty decent little Khorne army to start our force with. If you've got some ideas for your Demons of Khorne using this box set, let us know down in the comments below. That's the end of the video, everyone. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, drop us a comment down below in the comments section and let us know what you enjoyed about the video and what you'd like to see more of on the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here we have at Sinful Gaming, you can do so on our Discord server, which is linked in the video's description. Also linked in the video's description is our Patreon and YouTube members, where you can go to help support the channel and allow us to keep doing what we're doing. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Greenskins Gaming, Kenny Lauer, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek, and Giappy390. And to our YouTube members: Greenroots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, and Monty's Tabletop Terrain. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now, everyone.